Going to be a raw, uncut video of me basically telling you a little bit about my journey and how I ended up on this path of being a detailer and how I've been, able to hit the results I've had and also hitting the lows that I've had on the journey as well. And I've mentioned this a few times. I went homeless over this. I, quit my job, left my dog, left my family on this journey. And it's like a lot of detailers and stuff. And the reason I'm making this video, a lot of detailers aren't willing to take the risk and aren't willing to literally risk everything. But it's like, I couldn't not make the risk, and I'm gonna, tell you what are some of the risks I had to encounter and some of the decisions I had to make along this journey. So, I think take it back to around 4 or 5 months ago. I was working a job, and I was really unhappy. And it's like I'm not like one of these gurus who's like I quit my 9 to 5 and buy my course. Like no, like I give out free information for you detailers to actually scale your business, and I used to charge for it, but then I realized it's like what's the fucking point in charging? It's like, it's better out giving the fucking value for free and then making them money and then working with them later on, because that's what will eventually bring me my legacy and my end goal. And I reevaluated it, and it was not money that I was after. And throughout this journey, because the thing is, I'd been making good money at work. I was on a very, very consistent income, and I made a decision to go up to Sydney and had an encounter up here and spent some time with some mates and went through a lot of shit. And I was pushed to a point where I was mentally broken, and I'm like, fuck this, I've had enough. So went back down, put in my 2 weeks at work, and literally gave myself, I think, a week after I quit work to actually make the boat over, caught the boat. And this is basically where this whole past few months, this whole homeless saga, this whole, I guess, relationship fuck-up saga with everything. Because I've dealt with a lot of things, not just, business, but also personal. With going through potentially losing, like loved ones to other shit. And I'm not going to go too deep into that because I'm going to keep this strictly professional as I have to. But to the point is, I don't have to keep it professional, so fuck it. But I basically, oh shit, phone battery's on 10%. Not going to edit none of this shit out. But to the point of, I guess, I took the risk because there was no other choice. I was waking up unhappy. I was waking up scrolling fucking reels, going to work, working 12 hours, feeling fucked, coming home, scrolling reels, fucking doing all of the degen shit and all of the stuff that people nowadays are just, society's doing. And I knew that when I was fucking born into this world that I wasn't, just going to be the average cunt. So I was like, I knew that I wanted to achieve more of myself, so I made this decision to quit my job and quite literally jumped in the car with my mate. He at the moment was in OFM. He was making around 30k a month and quit that and had encounters with God, and he's now helping me out with this, and he runs an AI agency and helps scale businesses. So he's changed path and our paths aligned, and we both went on this journey. And over this journey, made a fuck ton of money, lost a fuck ton of money, went homeless. So basically lived in Melbourne for like fucking 3 weeks. Bang. I know, lived 3 weeks, you could class it as a holiday. But the thing is, I went homeless and I was just living in Melbourne. Bang. Then we're like, fuck this, we're going to go to Canberra. Managed to get a few details in Melbourne. So at this point, my detailing business in Tasmania was still operational, and I was trying to find subcontractors, but I was not able to. So this is when I went homeless, is when everything went wrong. And this is by the chance I'd spent a lot of fucking money in Melbourne and only managed to get a few details. And as you know, as a detailer, it can be very inconsistent, especially if you're moving to a new location. So I managed to reach out to a few mechanics and managed to get in the local business groups and post a few of their vehicles and detail a few of their vehicles for marketing. And yeah, I was able to get a little bit of money in that way. But I went up to Canberra, ACT in Australia, and I basically got a few details there, got the business run up there. But at the start, this is when I went homeless. This is when I fucking, went through mad relationship fucking struggles and whatnot. That's G. But it's like, this is when I was at I thought it was rock bottom, but it fucking wasn't. I thought that this was the worst that life could fucking get, but it got a whole lot fucking worse. And it's like, I smile about it now because what this basically does, it ups your fucking pain tolerance. And the mindset behind this, it's the pain that develops this mindset of being able to, it doesn't cold your heart in a sense, but it makes you more comfortable with reality and when it happens, and being able to, I guess, find the problem and fix it, and not just, let it sit there and let it overwhelm you, but to actually just solve the problem. And that's me in complete honesty. But I feel that everyone is scared to take this risk because they know what's at stake and they know what they could lose. And it's like, I knew what I could lose and I was still willing to fucking take the risk. And it's like, every day that goes on, you get older and older and older. And every day that you don't make that decision if you want to, you're going to regret not taking the risk. And it's like, I can now say if I was to die tomorrow, I would not regret any fucking decision I've made. And I've got a feeling that a lot of detailers out there, and I've spoken to a lot of detailers out there who do not feel the same way about that. So back to the fucking story though. So in Canberra, went homeless, and basically I'm going to have some videos popping up throughout this video of just, the homeless actual encounters and some of the funny shit we had to put up with, and basically living out of my white BA Falcon, a Ford, and bloody Ford, they never broke down, went up and down Australia like 2, 3, 4 times, serviced it on the road, G with that, got the mechanic skills and whatnot, but it was a fucking blessing having that fucking vehicle. Lived out of it, and for a period there, it was 3 to 4 weeks that we actually went homeless and we're both living out of it. And my business partner and friend at the time, we were having some differences in our opinions, and he went down to Tasmania and I was in Canberra by myself for another week. And at this point, this is when it's like, fuck, and basically I'm like, fuck this. So I had a car. I had another Falcon down in Tasmania, which I had bought when I'd been working my 9 to 5, and that was just sitting in the garage. So basically, I had to organise a deal on the phone, and it just happened at the fucking perfect time. And if it didn't happen at the time I would have been fucked. Like, I would have literally been fucked. I had bills to pay. I was fucked. I had no fuel. I cut it down to cents when I had to drive down to Melbourne to have fuel. I think I had like 72 or 73 cents in my bank account at the time when I got down to Melbourne to actually come back to Tasmania to sell my ute. And basically after this, got down there, sold the ute, got my money up, came back up, went back up to Canberra, took back over there, got the subcontractors in, got the people fucking working, and then it's like, right, well now we're on to Sydney. And as I am now, I've been in Sydney for the past 3, 4, 5 months. Around that time, it's just gone so quickly, been working my ass off, and it's like, now, bang, straight away up here, because I had the consistent income from Tasmania, because I've got some subcontractors in when I was down there, went to a cafe, met a couple, and then got them signed. They were perfect, and I used the process, which I gave out completely free on for the YouTube as well, which is on this channel. But this is just like a completely, unfiltered, raw video of me talking, just so it's not just, behind all the edits and behind all the fucking music and all that shit, I'm a real fucking person. I'm not just here stroking my dick, getting off to this, kind of thing. So, yeah, so that's where I kind of sit with it. And, currently been making $16,000 in June was our last month, and we're on the road to hit $18,000 in profit this month, and is absolutely going insane. So this is going to be it for this video, just a little bit of a raw, uncut video, a bit of authenticity from myself, but it just explains my journey and some of the shit I had to go through. And it's like, I went to the end not end on a bad note, but I had to literally be in a position where I had a family member, in a very bad position and still is, and I'm not able to go see them, and I'm not able to go, be able to help them with their care and stuff like that. I know there's free healthcare in Australia, but to provide the best care and to be able to support, so it's like, this is why I do what I do, so I can, help the people around me, no matter who it is, if it's family, if it's friends, if it's fucking detailers, help everyone around me, So it's like, if you guys don't have to go through this fucking shit that I had to, and you can at least take some of the information and some of the stuff away from what I'm saying, and you can actually put into your life and it will help you, then that does me a massive regard. Like, it gives me a massive amount of gratitude knowing I can help other people through what I say.